Hey, Colin, I got a question for you and our listeners.
Lay it on me.
Has Crash Bandicoot ever talked?
I don't know, but if he were, like, what would he say? Like, see, maybe, like, that's the whole thing. Maybe he can't speak. Like, maybe he's just begging for someone to revive him.
What would he sound like? I'm almost scared of what he sound like, because I'm picturing, like, a very generic, like, cartoony, over-exaggerated voice.
Now, the only voice I think has, like, Dr. Cortex even talked.
That or like, oh, maybe, but that or, like, a voice that's, like, very, he's got a lot of, like spunk. Or, it makes me think of, like, Sonic. Like, Sonic talked, but he didn't really have, like, this tude.
Yeah. Who would voice him though? Like, what? Like, is this gonna be like at E3? It's like Troy Baker as Crash Bandicoot.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Get off the road.
I wanna.
Oh, Sam. Oh, Dr. Cortex. Oh man. But I
want a Michael Cera version of Crash Bandicoot.
Like a calm.
This to watch the world burn.
Like anxiety producing Michael Cera.
Hey
guys.
Yes.
I'm just gonna run over here and go out this boulder. Just all of a sudden chases me. I'm gonna grab these apples. It's only if you want me to. If you don't, just let me know. It's like the Scott. It's like the Scott
Collin and Curtis in the morning.
Yes.
Oh man. Welcome. This is episode 39 of Collin and Curtis in the morning. You are Colin.
Hi.
I'm Curtis. Here we are. We're less than a month out from E3. We got a slow news week, but we're gonna work through it. First up is Soul Axiom. This game's coming to PS4 on June 7th. So I've known about this game's existence, so I didn't really know much about it until recently. It's apparently a spiritual successor to a game called Master Reboot, which is a game that released on PlayStation 3 a few years back that I reviewed. Colin, do you know anything about Master Reboot? Do you remember this game?
I think I remember you reviewing it at some point. Maybe? I remember the name.
So it was it was this weird, kind of, sci-fi adventure horror game that was based in the Soul Cloud. And basically what would happen is, before you died, you would elect to have your memories uploaded to the Soul Cloud so that they could live on forever. Mm-hmm. And then so when you died, that's what would happen. And so you would go to the Soul Cloud, and that would be where your heaven basically.
Yeah.
But things went wrong. Things went awry in the Soul Cloud, and so a lot of weird, creepy, psychological horror kind of stuff was going on. It was kind of interesting. It wasn't amazing or anything, but I liked it for what it was. So this is not a sequel. It's a successor to it. It's based in not quite the Soul Cloud, but it's got a different name, but it's kind of a somewhat similar premise.
Okay.
But this seems more focused on puzzle solving than it does horror. I think there's still maybe some creepiness to it. There's a thing watching you that's talking to you through the adventure. You get a voiceover in the trailer if you watch it. But it also seems very much kind of in line with having your memories uploaded to this server and kind of searching through that but it seems more puzzle driven than it does where Master Reboot there were some puzzles, but it was much more exploration and kind of a horror vibe.
Okay.
So that's coming June 7th. I think there's a discount for PlayStation Plus members.
Cool.
For that first week. So you got that to look forward to. Prison Architect on PS4 is coming out June 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Colin, have you ever played this? Have you ever looked at this before?
I have a little bit. I think we talked about it on one of the previous shows.
Mm-hmm. So I bought this way back when it was in early access. Mm-hmm. It's the only time I've ever bought an early access game that I can think of. And so it was a long time ago, and I've not played it. I played it a ton the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then I kind of set it aside and was I'll wait till it's finally out, and then I'll jump back into it. It finally released on PC, full release back in October. I haven't actually jumped back into it just because I've been swamped since October with a ton of stuff. So,
yeah.
But it is super super cool. So Prison Architect is a prison simulator basically. So you build up your own prison. You build rooms, you build cafeterias, you build like
showers,
the outside areas, showers, like anything that you can think, like laundry rooms. You're assigning like you hire security guards, psychiatrists, prison wards, wardens, doctors, chefs, you name it. You're controlling every aspect that you can think of a prison. So when I had played it, there was like the laundry stuff wasn't in yet, but you could like assign jobs to your prisoners for each day-to-day like activity. So it's like, okay, like this set of prisoners, like they're gonna be assigned to laundry duty this day, or like this says they're gonna be assigned to this thing, and then you would like build in rec areas. There's a lot of like micromanaging and stuff, but when I had played it, there wasn't like a ton. There was a good amount there, but there was also still like a lot of stuff that they hadn't included yet. And then there was also a story mode. So again, when I had played it, there was a tutorial scene basically that kind of showed you how to do things, and it would maybe hint at what the story could be. And basically in the tutorial that I had played, you were building up some stuff, and there was a guy basically on death row. And so it led up to like that sequence, and then kind of cut off before the actual punishment was, played out.
Yeah.
But I don't think like in the simulator part, I don't think there was ever any option, and I'm not sure if there is now. There wasn't an option to build like a electrocution chair or anything like that, because the game's kind of like it does deal with some like serious subject matter, but it's got a kind of cartoonish art style. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's played for laughs or anything, but it doesn't take itself super seriously.
Yeah.
At least when I had played it, and maybe the story does. I haven't really looked at that. But nonetheless, it is coming out June 28th on PS4. So I'm curious how it's going to play on console, because it's obviously it's a simulation game, so it works very well with like a keyboard and a mouse. So is this something that you would be interested in checking out?
Honestly, not too much.
No?
I think I was just thought of this, like I think I brought up like the opposite of what the escapist is. Instead of like breaking out of prison, you're like building one.
You're controlling it.
And I think you responded with something like, "Yeah, but one's clearly better than the other," meaning like prison architect better than the escapist.
Oh, I loved, like when I had first got it, it was like, even though it clearly wasn't finished, I was super into it.
Yeah.
And hopefully the PS4 version like works fine as far as like building stuff out and everything. Like hopefully the controls are translated well, because I would really like to, I mean, I have it on my computer, I could just play it there, but like I would like to see if the console version is up to snuff as well. So we'll find out. SteamWorld Heist is coming out even sooner. This is coming to PS4 and Vita on May 31st, so we are not far away from that game's releasing. Did you ever play SteamWorld, Dig?
I can't remember. I remember it was free on Plus at some point, and I grabbed it there. I don't think I ever started it. No, but it's kind of like a 2D. Is it kind of like almost like a strategy kind of game?
SteamWorld Heist, like it's very different from Dig.
Oh, okay.
Because SteamWorld Dig was, it was also 2D, but you were like digging down underground and finding like materials and upgrades. And you were using it like to traverse everything, and it was just a really cool and interesting game that I kind of played through multiple times because it was on 3DS and I picked it up then. Then it came to PlayStation, so I played it and reviewed it for our site, and really really liked it a lot. SteamWorld Heist, you're right, is much more like strategy, almost XCOM ish, from what I could tell.
Almost like turn based a little bit.
Yeah, it's turn based. Yeah, like. So it's a very, very different kind of game, but it's still set in the SteamWorld universe, which is super interesting. And so I'm excited just alone on the aspect of I really, really liked SteamWorld Dig. So I really liked what they've done before, so I'm curious what they would do with a totally different genre, kind of in that same universe. And I kind of like the steampunk kind of style that they were going for, anyways. So
and this came out on 3DS, right? Like December or so.
Yeah, and I want to say it might have been out on PC before too. But SteamWorld has been out on other platforms. At least, December sounds right.
Yeah.
December sounds like the right time frame. So that is coming very soon, just about a week and a half away now. So I'm pretty interested in that. I'm pretty curious to check that out. We got kind of one last big news story. So Yooka-Laylee. Were you a I know Eric's like a huge Banjo fan. Are you a Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie is a better platformer than
so
Mario
you fall
64.
on that. Okay, so that's the side you fall on. Okay. So Yooka-Laylee, obviously last year, was made a splash on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Did very well. We haven't really heard I'm sure they've been doing Kickstarter updates to their people.
Yeah, I'm getting one every
to their
once in a while.
Kickstarters, to their backers. They call it the backers,
yes.
right? So I'm sure they've been doing like little bits of those. So it feels like, it seems like they're ramping up, and probably in line with E3. They're ramping up to like start really showing a lot more about this game. And this is kind of the beginning of it. So there's a post on their site called "Raising the Curtain." And so what this is there was a few screenshots. There's no HUD, so I don't know. I assume it's probably in game, but it's just like the camera's kind of moved in an angle to make it look more
action.
I don't even know if action is the right word.
No, I just
basically
see some, like action.
They put out some screenshots, and even though it's not like, I don't know if it's specifically like gameplay moments, it starts to show the world, which is important to me, because like what we had seen at Yooka-Laylee so far was like some character designs, but it didn't seem like there was, the world aspect. There wasn't a lot of like fleshed out there, at least from like the very initial stuff, and they've probably shown more that I just haven't seen yet. But there was like a one where you got Yooka-Laylee like looking out on this like, looks like a frozen area, it seems. Then there was like an underwater screenshot as well. Then they got a shot of some of the other characters. I'm assuming of maybe some villains and some other characters you might run into through the game. And so you're starting to like get this glimpse of like what this world is starting to turn into and what the characters are going to be like.
Yep.
And then they've started talking about that you're going to like over the next few weeks, they've got some press outlets who have gotten some looks at the game. So we're going to have preview articles of that game coming up. I don't remember, I guess since you backed it, I don't remember what their initial like release timing was, but they've said as of this update that they're still aiming for that release time frame.
Yeah, I think it was.
Do you remember what that was?
It was pretty much by the end of the year. It was like Q3, Q4.
Okay.
Probably Q4.
All right. So, really, like, and now they've kind of left themselves some leeway of like, well, we do like to make sure everything's polished, so it could get pushed back, but as of their posts from this week, it definitely seems like they're very much on track to keep to that time frame, which is pretty rare for Kickstarters.
Yep.
If you think about it, like most of the time, I feel like you see a Kickstarter release date and you're like, all right, so that's you can count for about 6 months later, or in the case of Mighty Number 9, like
never
a long time. Yeah. But the other thing is there's like a toy box thing that's coming out to backers. Could you talk more about what this is, since you are a backer? Do you know much about what this is?
Not a ton, but I don't know how much there is. It was like originally a kind of like a smaller kind of just exploration, well, not really exploration, but just kind of like a mode to just kind of go in and just do some random things. But now this is the toy box mode is actually going to be like a demo for some Kickstarter backers. And I think I might have actually been at the tier, like right at the tier, to get the demo. But yeah, it's just like what they even say here is like standalone gameplay experience. But I assume it's just like you just can run around and just interact with objects and jump on platforms and stuff like that. Maybe build some like hey, if you want to build a tower, you could like build a tower and jump off and fly off. I don't know. That's kind of the impression I got from it.
But it also said like I guess this is probably supposed to come out sooner, but they said that it kind of like expanded over time.
Yes, yeah.
And so this toy box apparently is a bit bigger than what they initially planned for. And then there's a little bit of this raising the curtain piece which we'll link to, and you should read all of it because there's some interesting stuff there. And it's really the first thing that I've seen that has got me like actually started to getting me excited about this. Not that I wasn't before, but it's like I'm starting to feel like, yeah, this feels like a real game now. Like, because now we're starting to see more pieces of it, and it definitely but there's some like story bits that kind of talks about like maybe who the villain could be, and what kind of like maybe what the adventure even is, like what the story is for Yooka-Laylee. Yooka and Laylee. But that said, like, it sounds like over the next few weeks there's going to be a lot of articles coming out about this game and kind of a lot more information, which I would assume would lead up to E3. Yeah, maybe they're going to show more stuff there.
I think in one of the, I think this might be the exact same from the Kickstarter post that they put out. But yeah, I think they mentioned that E3 was coming. And I just even wonder how much like support. I mean, that like I think this is a Team 17 published game now too. So I think they might even have some presence on, because even like I think Beyond Eyes was on the Microsoft press conference stage last year as a Team 17 game, and it's like
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised like during some sort of like montage of upcoming games if Yooka-Laylee showed up at one of the conferences. Maybe even if it's just a few seconds of like gameplay footage and a trailer or something. And then people were like, "Oh no, that's it. That's Yooka-Laylee." That's the first, like, I don't know. Yeah, I could see that happening. With, like, I could totally see that happening.
The full HUD that resembles what the final look of the game will be, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like I was talking to someone else. I was like, I fully expect Undertale to be like announced for some console at E3 on stage.
Sure, yeah.
That is like the perfect. That is such the perfect game to have that announcement. Yeah. But anyway, so that's kind of like the news for the week. Again, just, we're leading up to E3. Hasn't been a whole lot of news. A lot of games coming out. Not a lot of news. But, Collin, there's a giant sale on PlayStation Network.
Yes.
Big flash sale. I guess we're due for another one of those. It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Feels like, I don't know, it feels like we're getting them like every month or something now.
Once a month, yeah.
So there's a giant sale. It ends on Monday. So if you're listening to this when it comes out, you still have probably about a day or so to get in on this. Collin, I want your top 8 must-purchase games on this flash sale.
Oh man, I gotta click.
Keep in mind, everything's under $5.
Oh, everything's under $5? Oh, I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Let's go with Flower on PlayStation 4. I don't know what the price is.
All right, Flower at number 8.
Yeah, well, Flower at number 1, I think. I don't know.
Oh. So you're counting
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm just
number 1, Flower.
Yeah, number 1, Flower.
Number 2.
Number 2. Let's go with Grim Fandango Remastered. I love that game.
All right, number
3. Let's go with PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I like that game.
All right, number 4.
Number 4. Obviously, the big hit, Beach Buggy Racing. Obviously,
sure.
Never played it, but sure, why not?
Number 5.
Number 20. Number 82, Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh, okay. Number 6.
Number 6, Transistor.
All right, number 7.
The Wolf Among Us.
All right, and 8.
Let's go with the Cast.
Wait, what platform is the Wolf Among Us on?
I think like PS4. I think it's PS4.
Wow, is that the whole season or just an episode?
Oh, it's the whole season. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 8.
Number 8. Let's go with the Castle game. I like that.
All right. Yeah. So there's your top 8 must-have list for the PlayStation Flash Sale.
Something
for
like that.
For this weekend.
Let's give Curtis. Let's give the top 4 for you.
Top 4. All right, coming in at number 4. Collin, this was really hotly contested between 4 and number 5, but you've got to go Zombie.
Oh, absolutely.
ZOMBI.
What a fantastic
$4.99
game.
on PlayStation 4. Fantastic game on Wii U. Finally making its way over a few months ago to other consoles. You cannot miss this game. One of the best zombie games in the past few years, of course.
That's why it's named Zombie, because it's the definitive
That's why it's named Zombie. Absolutely.
Number 3.
Number 3. I'm going to go old school here. I'm going to go way back. This is a PlayStation 3 game. It's $4.89.
Oh, I know where you're going with this,
buddy. Actually, it's a game that wasn't on PS3 at first. It actually came out in the prior generation and then got a remake or an HD update,
yes.
We'll call it, for PlayStation 3. It was released on PlayStation Network. I don't know that it got a retail release in that last generation, but Okami
yes.
HD.
The high definition
Another great
version.
game to say. the high definition version. It's a beautiful looking game, and at $4.89, you really cannot go wrong.
What's that dog's
with
name?
Okami HD.
What's that dog's name? That wolf's name?
Amaterasu.
Yeah, that.
We're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the top 3 was really hard. You know, I kept switching back and forth, but I finally settled in on number 3, and I was gonna include Flower, but
number 3 was
you already
Okami.
put.
Number 3 was.
Oh,
Okami.
that's right.
Yeah,
The number 2 kept switching back and forth. I was gonna include Flower, but you already included it, so I'm gonna go with something a little bit different, a little different in tone than Flower. Number 2, of course, I'm talking about Saints Row the Third.
Oh yes.
This game is
the third.
The PlayStation 3 version. It's a $374. So very, very cheap. Very much worth it. My favorite Saints Row game, personally. It's just a wonderful game. So if you're playing Flower and you're up for something a little bit different, I would say Saints Row. Saints Row is a great choice, I would think. And then of course, finally, at number 1. And this is a game, Collin, that I think everyone should play.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody should play this game. You'll have a great time, whether alone or with friends. And that, of course, I am talking about the Jackbox Party Pack.
Oh,
that's $4.99. And you know what's great about the Jackbox Party Pack? You know what's really great about this game?
Does it come with an actual Jack? Like a you
no.
don't know Jack guy?
When you're done, like a lot of games, like, you know, you finish a game and you just feel like really sad because it's like, man, that was such a great and fun experience, but now I don't have anything else to do. Like, I'm done with it now. Well, you know what happens when you finish Jackbox Party Pack?
What happens, Curtis?
The Jackbox Party Pack 2 is also $4.99.
What?
And so there's a whole nother party pack of Jackboxes.
Man,
I know.
But then when you're done with that, you can go back in time and save 75% on NBA 2K13 for the PSP, playable on PlayStation Vita for another $4.99. Oh. Oh man.
Boy. That is to say, this is a lot of games that you could recommend. Also, I would be remiss to not mention Outlast. It's $5 right now. It's one of my favorite horror games of the past few years. And Outlast 2 is coming out later this year, so I would totally recommend that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really good games on sale here, many of which we did not mention,
yes.
some of which we jokingly mentioned. But I think we would both easily recommend a lot of the stuff on here if you don't already have it.
Yep.
And a lot of these games are stupidly cheap, so there you go. There's also some movies on sale.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
I don't know if there's really any movie here that I see that I would be like, yeah, you should go watch that.
Yeah.
Actually, there is none.
Yeah.
None of these movies I would recommend.
Yeah.
So, hey.
I do want to say through that entire segment, I felt like if you could shoutcast the PlayStation Flash Sale, I think we just did it.
Yeah.
Because
that's if you ever wondered what that sounded like.
Yep.
Well, right there it is.
We shoutcast.
Also, shout out / call out. Stop making posts that are like, here's the top 7 reasons to do this, or the top 6 reasons to revisit this, or the top 9 reasons you have to play this game.
Calling them out.
Or the top 6 ways to take great pictures in Uncharted 4 photo mode.
Yeah.
Stop. The Uncharted 4 mode thing, that's kind of cool. That's actually a good post, maybe. Stop. Just make interesting articles that what people would want to read anyways.
Next time on Collin and Curtis in the Morning, the top 6 games you should download on PlayStation Plus for the month of May.
The top 39 episodes of Collin and Curtis in the Morning. Stop it.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Yeah. I would recommend you check out some of the gameplay glimpses we posted this week. I'm specifically gonna call out Life Goes On Done to Death because I finished that game, and that game's actually a lot better than I really wasn't expecting a lot. I kind of knew what it was about, and I thought the premise was interesting. I finished it yesterday, and I was like really, really happy with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna you should watch that. You also, Collin, you did. There's a couple gameplay glimpses you had. recorded that we posted this week as well. So I would check those out. I feel like a lot of those came out pretty well overall, and some of those games are pretty interesting too. So like, those are all games that are out now recently on PlayStation 4. Specifically. So like, and then there's Severed. We actually had a Severed video go up too, and that's on Vita. That's been out for a few weeks, but Eric really liked that. He did a review for that, so definitely check those stuff out, because there's been some really great stuff coming out on PlayStation Network recently, and we haven't been able to get reviews out for everything because we're a smaller team, but it's definitely some really good stuff that you should check out for sure. Collin, that's going to do it for this episode.
Curtis.
We're 39 episodes into Collin and Curtis in the Morning.
Give me the top one reason why I shouldn't buy the Bureau XCOM Declassified for $3.99.
Because it's a bad game.